She was no typical dame. The music all changed when she walked in. It was like, have you ever heard a famous song that had a strange chord or possibly even two chords that caught your ear and made you say, wait a minute, what chord is that? Or have you ever played a song and came across a chord that made you say, hold on, that chord doesn't belong. But yet that chord is your favorite part of the song. Well, if either of these things have happened to you, my friend, then you've most likely run into what is called a borrowed chord. So a borrowed chord is a chord that does not fall into the natural progression of chords, but actually is borrowed from another key. Borrowed chords are also called mode mixture, modal mixture, substituted chords, modal interchange, or a mutation. Now, many musicians don't know that the construction of the major scale creates 7 naturally occurring chords within major and minor keys, which comprise 99% of all music. That said, whether you knew this or not, okay, what I mean by know it is right here, your ear does know this, okay? See, for the same reason that most love stories end with happily ever after, this natural set of chords and melodies is so hardwired into our being that we cannot not hear it. This is partially because of some natural geometric math that makes music the powerful force that it is. But you've also been programmed. See, since you were born, you've heard these naturally occurring chords and melodies thousands of times in commercials, nursery rhymes, and every song that your parents, friends, and siblings might have played for you. That said, it's so in your ear already that it might as well be part of your DNA. So just remember, just like every great song sticks to the theme, title, or central idea lyrically, music should do the same in order to not rabbit trail and end up confusing the listener. Just like one might refer to something else abstract to describe a feeling lyrically, for example, cuts like a knife but feels so right. We can also do this musically. We know that Bryan Adams is not singing about knives, right? Of course not. He's singing about love, but the quick reference to something that normally would not work actually helps to drive the lyric home and give us something more concrete to hold on to. Musically, we can do this with borrowed chords, but because we are essentially changing keys for that 1 or 2 chords, we really need to get back to the symmetry of our original chords as prescribed by the major scale. Major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. Back to our 1 again. If we don't, it'll be similar to Bryan singing a whole chorus about knives. Paring knives, butter knives, Swiss Army knives, whatever, right? It would be really weird. So, we need to stick to the symmetry that makes music so addictive. However, dropping in a borrowed chord every now and again can really change the feel of your song and the melody, and maybe just what the doctor ordered. Now, technically, there is no rule that says that we can't use any and every chord with no regards whatsoever to the major scale. However, again, music and art in general is based in symmetry. So while technically there are no rules, in the real world, there for sure are, especially when it comes to writing commercial, popular music, like blues, rock, country, hip-hop, that sort of thing. With that being said, here are some of my favorite borrowed chords and where they can be found in famous songs. Now, one more point before we go into these famous songs. If you are in a major key, a borrowed chord is usually borrowed from the parallel minor, or if you're in a minor key, it's borrowed from the parallel major. That said, a borrowed chord can come from anywhere and does not need a theoretical reason to just sound good. So, my rule is if it just sounds good, then do it. Now, even though some of these songs are technically in minor keys, we can always think about them in the relative major, as the chords are the same. Twice as much work if we have to keep up with two possible tonal centers, okay? So if you need more help with relative major and minor, just search YourGuitarSage relative major minor here on YouTube and I can help you out with that. All right, let's take a look at these songs. Let's look at a major 2 chord that Tom Petty uses in Refugee. I'm capoed at the 2nd fret. I'm acting as if I'm in the key of G, okay? So G is our tonal center. And the regular chord progression verse starts off like, which is an E minor, a G, and a D. Essentially a 6 minor, a 1 major, and a 5 major. But then it goes into the pre-chorus. It don't make no difference to me. Everybody's got to fight to be free. Now, the C chord is the 4 chord in the key of G. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the A should be a 2 minor. That's naturally how it should sound, but instead, Petty uses it's major. So, try using a 2 major in any of your songs if you want to twist that melody a little. Let's keep going. Let's take a look at what a major 3rd chord sounds like using Carrie Underwood's Before He Cheats. So this has a tonal center of the 6 minor, but we'll think about it as if it's in the key of G. So the 3 minor, or the 3rd chord should be minor, right? If we have major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, the 3rd chord should be minor, but in this case, it's a major. So the verse starts off 6 minor, 5, 4, 5, 6 minor, 5, 4. Now right here, it's a B7, and that is a major chord. So normally it would be so that's what it normally would be, but that major chord sounds really great, especially as a 7th, and this is used a lot in, I've heard this in many songs, but in this case here, in Before He Cheats by Carrie Underwood, try out that 3 major. Try this out in some of your songs. It creates a really cool old school vibe. American Girl by Tom Petty utilizes yet another major 2 chord. And in fact, later on in the song, it uses the minor 2 as normal, as we normally see, right? Major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. So the 2 chord should be minor, but in this case here, which we're doing this in the key of D, Petty uses the 2 as a major. So instead of going to an E minor, he goes from a D to the 2 chord as a major. So American girl, raised on promises. He does that a few times, right? Now here, Petty uses the minor version of that chord. So he uses the major and the minor in the same song. So you can actually do this in the same song. Try it out for yourself. I've actually written songs that do that. But there you go. Again, Petty using that 2 major chord. House of the Rising Sun, made most famous by the Animals, actually has a major 2 and a major 3 in it. Remember, our chords go major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished in a major key. Now this song is actually in a minor key, but we're analyzing it as if it's in a major key. So we start off in the A minor, which is the 6 minor, but we're imagining it as if it's in the key of C, so we don't have to double our work, okay? So starting on the 6 minor, it goes A minor, which is our 6 minor, C, which is our 1, D, which is our major 2, there's our 4 chord, which is the F, and then again, 6 minor, major 1, and then a major 3. So just like in the Carrie Underwood tune, we have a major 3 in there that works really nice in minor sounding songs. So in this case here, the Animals are using a major 2 and a major 3 as we are basing this around the key of C major. Good Vibrations by the Beach Boys utilizes a major 3 chord. So the song's actually in the key of D minor, which is the 6th minor, but we can analyze this according to the 6th being the tonal center or the F being the tonal center. Either way, we're finding the same chords, right? So here, it goes something like this. I love the colorful clothes she wears and the way the sunlight plays upon her head. So that chord right there, the A major, is normally an A minor. Let's listen to the chord progression. 6 minor, 5 major, 4 major, 3 minor. So if we're in the key of F, F major, or 1 major, 2 minor, 3 minor, that's a natural progression of things, but they make it major, which is a really cool sound. So D minor, which is the 6th minor, C, which is the 5 major, or just a 5, the B flat, which is a 4 chord, and then the A major, which is the major 3rd. So try adding this to some of your songs. It's a really cool sound. Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd utilizes a flat 7 chord. So normally the 7 chord is diminished. In the case of Comfortably Numb, it's a major chord and the bass note is behind a half step. This is used oftentimes in southern rock and even bluegrass, but it works great for Comfortably Numb. Let's check this out. So the song is in B minor, but we're going to analyze it as if it's in the key of D major, its relative major. Either way, you're going to come up with the same answer. So the B minor is the 6th chord, 6 minor. And then we can say 6 minor, 5, 4, 3, 2, minor, 6 minor. The second part of the song goes, now here we're at the 1 chord. And then the A chord is our 5, 1 chord, 5, and then does this little jump. And that's our 7 flat, or what we call a flat 7. It's a C major chord, but we're in the key of B minor, so that doesn't really make sense. It doesn't abide by our rules of the diatonic chords as they appear in the major scale. So normally, that next chord coming up would be a diminished chord there, but in this case here, the bass note is not a C sharp, it's a C, and it's a major chord. So again, with a big C major chord that just doesn't belong, but in this case here, it's known as the flat 7 chord. That is it, my friends. I could have kept going. In fact, I have a lot more song examples for you. So if you like this, please thumbs up and leave your comments to let me know if you want me to do more songs, because I have a ton of more famous songs that utilize these. And in fact, I actually have a PDF for you today, a free PDF that goes over some more song examples and covers this more in detail with a great article for you. You can get that for free by clicking on the link that will be available for you below. Also, don't forget my free course that I have for you. It is the top 30 lessons I teach all my students. I'll make sure to put a link for that down below as well. My friends, I'm here for you, so please let me know how I can help. Leave those comments and all the rest. As always, my friends, be kind to all beings. Do the right thing always. Keep practicing your guitar, and I'll see you in the next video. Damn it. That sounded very, very strange by the Beach Boys. What the sunlight, what the Okay, we'll stop there. That's going to be it. The review just said sandwich.